What's up, people? Boy Skywalker. I've been out of commission as far as video goes for a while, so I thought I'd stop in while I got a couple of days off to check in with y'all, let y'all see kind of what's going on with the bike. I've been to the track in a couple weeks, but I really been just concentrating on. I had the motor sent out, I had the cases sent out to Millennium to get ready for the pistons I got. So that was one thing had going on. And they're back, they're finished. So I've been waiting on the cases and the webcams. The cams ain't come in yet, but the cases with the 86 mil replated, nickel plated. Oh man, the cases are amazing. Oh man, so smooth. I guess y'all know who Millennium is. Anyways, they did the 86 mil, which is 1510 cc's. Replated them, smoothed them out. Decked the cylinder. Everything is the head rather and the cylinders all in. They did a great job from what I can see. It's not my first rodeo with getting some big pistons put in some cylinders and all, but this looks amazing. I'm not gonna pull it all the way out, but you can see the head came back there. But it looks beautiful, man. The cylinder rather. So they're back. Got the balancer deletes in here. Going with those. A bunch of other little goodies got going on with the bike. So kind of where she's sitting at right now. Pretty much the whole bike's carbon now. Anyways, the tank shell, the side fins, the tail, fenders. These are all this is all factory Kawasaki. The matte black though. And I like to break up the carbon with the factory black. It looks good. Carbon heel guards. There's a lot of carbon and stock tail, stock side fairing, stock upper for now. But I do got some more carbon that I haven't put on. I've had this for quite a while, just haven't put it in yet because I've been waiting to. Got some beautiful carbon fiber deletes and a full carbon upper that I haven't installed yet. I've had both of them for a while. I'm just waiting to do it all at once. And I put that 1510 together with the CP Carrillo pistons I got. Nice set of webcams, so I'm gonna just, when I rip it down, I'm gonna put all the bodywork back on. With a lot less weight on the bike, full carbon in the front. So it's gonna be straight fire, guys. Straight fire. And y'all pretty much know who the carbon fiber comes from. Even the windscreen is carbon fiber as well. This part. Y'all know who makes the carbon fiber. I'm not gonna mention their name at the moment. I like their product, just not their politics. That's neither here nor there. Their products look amazing, like I said. Got a small shot of nitrous that's Chris Hall added for me. Nick Smith system that Chris Hall installed for me. So that's kind of what's been going on with the bike. She's running phenomenal with the stock pistons I got in the bike. Is, you know, y'all know what the bike's got. You know, it is what it is. I was in Orlando the last time about a month ago on it. It runs phenomenal the way it is. And I can't wait to see what it's going to do with 2 mil over and some webcams. That's going to be a nice setup, so we'll see what it does. So that's kind of what I'm working on this week. I guess we'll get started on the motor. Start getting it back together. Get the motor out the frame and start working on getting it all put together. I hope I don't have to take this motor down ever again, at least for the next couple years. If everything goes well and I don't break something. Everything I've got in the motor is pretty much heavy duty at this point. From the transmission to the valve spring, everything I've been building piece by piece to get ready for this 2 mil upgrade. So I don't think we're gonna have any problems with it. She's been a strong motor. I take good care of my bike. So this is what's going in. Y'all take a look at these bad boys. CP Carrillos. We all know what all this is, so nothing new. But there's them 86 mil CP Carrillo pistons going in there. The wrist pins. Underneath I got all new rod bolts and nuts. I just went ahead and got all new everything. I wanted to just put everything tight as possible in there. So under those pistons I got fresh rod bolts and nuts. Pistons and rings, everything brand new. So that's gonna be a monster. Of course, it's gonna be running Fuel Factory MX R2, which is price is better than VP, and it runs phenomenal on the tune Chris Hall's got on it with this MX R2 with a small shot of nitrous. Unbelievable. It's making some great power. Chris has got a great tune on this bad boy. We're gonna retune it obviously when it comes back. With the cams, we'll have to get them set in and get everything set up with these new pistons, but that should be fun. So I'm looking forward to make some big numbers with the web cams and this new piston. So anyways, you know, I kind of wanted to touch base with y'all. I know I said I was going to do a new top 10, but just some of the things I have on this bike for you guys who like building or want to build your 14. I'm just going to go over quickly some of the things I got on this bike in particular, and I've had it a few years now. I've been working piece by piece on this puppy, and it's starting to get to where I want it. It's actually where I want it. I mean, from cosmetics to the motor inside and out, the weight's coming down each time. I'm dropping 10 to 15 pounds on everything I do on it. When I drop this upper and these heavy headlights out, that's going to be about 8 to 9 more pounds coming off the bike. So I should have it down, it should be around 450 when I change the upper out. I mean, I could save quite a bit more doing certain things, but within reason economically. Right now it's light enough and powerful enough to where I'm real happy to where it's sitting at. I mean, I know I can get down in the 3s and all that, but it'll be a long time before I get there. So this triple tree and all this stuff is coming off soon. I'll be going with the Voodoo system and the ignition to lead, and you know, all this stuff is going to be a lot more weight coming off too. The clip-ons, you know, carbon fiber clip-ons, ignition, the triple tree, the Voodoo set's going to be coming on next. So that's more weight coming off the bike. And then eventually next year all this will be coming off, because I'm gonna be going with a Fuel Tech 550 or Max. We're not sure. I like the Fuel Tech because it all sits right here. I don't have to have it back here and then another tablet up here. You can just set the Fuel Tech up here, and that's your screen and your ECU sitting right there. So that's kind of what I'm going with that one for. And I like all the features, run all my nitrous, my 2-step, everything through there. So this bike has been a work in progress. It's got Cormoto Apex 6 wheels on it, as you can see. I've had these wheels for 2 years. I know they're getting real popular now. I've had mine for a couple years, and I love them. They're light, man. 18 pounds a set instead of 33 for the stock ones, or 31 or whatever. Anyways, these Apex 6 wheels are phenomenal. I love mine. I waited for a long time to pull the trigger to spend 25, but guess what? They're 3,000 now, so I'm glad I did. When I did during COVID, I bought my wheels. Took a long time to get them in, but for 25, I feel good about it, because they're almost $3 grand now. All this is carbon fiber. The battery covers carbon. The gills, all this is carbon. Everything. I got a fuel cell sitting under here. Some of the mods I've done to it. 40 shot of nitrous. That's installed on there as well. Core motor wheels back here. Wave rotor back here, which is lighter than the factory, with core motor lines on the front and the back, braided lines front and back. I am going to take this rotor off and the lines and just go with the dual disc up front. I am keeping both my discs up front, but I am going to drop 7 pounds off the rear while I got it down. But I'm keeping my dual up front. I see some people with one. I'm staying with 2 just for my comfort level. It is hard stopping sometimes. And Orlando and Gainesville is a little bit longer. I think they'll run off, but I prefer 2 disc at least. I can imagine stopping with 1. It'd be a little bit harder, and I don't really need that kind of stress. So that's what we're looking at. Evil swing arm with DME hugger and chain guard. Vortex sprockets. Got the gold nuts with from Cormoto. Air shifter, of course. I got Superbike Mike's velocity stacks in there. It's got a ported head, undercut tranny, man, all kind of stuff. The bike it's definitely gonna run in the low 8s the next time it's out on the track. You know, and I'm getting better as the bike is getting faster and lighter too, so it ain't all the bike. The bike can do whatever it can do. I imagine I'm 225 pounds, normally around 220 to 225. I'm sure if you put a 160 pound guy on there, I'm sure it'll be a lot faster, but I ain't the fastest guy in the world by any means. And I ain't the slowest either though. So based upon my weight, the bike's gonna run great. And I'm doing this for fun, not for betting and all that. I just do it because I love it. Like the rest of y'all, I'm sure. It's just what we like to do. And I think once I get in the mid 8s, then I'm gonna feel great about where the bike's at and where I'm at. I'm getting better and better, and the bike's getting lighter and faster, so that's where we're coming at. And I think the last 2 things that's gonna go, well, there's never a last, there's always more, but in my mind, the last 2 biggest and probably not the most expensive, but pretty expensive pieces is gonna be the Hayes slider and a longer arm. The bike's sitting at 63 right now. It goes out to 65 max, but it's pretty short. I mean, still, most bikes are longer than this one at the track. This is a great arm for the street and for racing too, but for the power I plan on making, I'm gonna need a longer arm. So I'm looking to get from a 70 to 75 or 72 to 76 DME is what I'm looking at. I want the aluminum, not the chrome moly like I have now. Although I like this arm, I want the thicker aluminum one from DME, so that's what I'm going for, be my last piece with the slider clutch. And then I think it'll be where I want it, and it'll just be maintaining from there, because I think I've done everything else I wanted to do on this bike. I mean, I still have all my factory stuff if I ever wanted to put it back. I still got my tank and all the stuff to just put it back together. If I wanted to put my tailpiece back on it, it's in here somewhere. My tailpiece and my tank are both still sitting here, but I don't see that ever happening. With the fuel cell under here, I don't think this bike's gonna always be my track bike. It's not going back on the street. And with the people that get killed in Jacksonville all the time, I don't see me riding full time again on the street. But I am gonna get a little CX-10 or CBR 1000, an older one, just for some bike nights and stuff like that here and there. Because I do miss filming and riding sometimes on the highway here and there. But that's what's happening with this bike. A lot of money wrapped up into this thing. Sometimes too much, I think. But yeah, I don't drink and do drugs or smoke or none of that kind of stuff. I pretty much just work, mind my business, and play with bikes. This is what I spend my money on, so I kind of feel good about that. I mean, everybody's likes what they do. I like spending my money on my bike when I got a chance. That's what I spend mine on. At least I know what I'm getting versus going to the strip club or whatever. I'm too old for that kind of nonsense, so over here at Skywalker, I work and mind my business. Try to get lighter and faster. So let's crank it up, see what we got, guys. Give y'all a little cold start. Chris Hall. Got a nice tune in this bad boy. When I rolled it out in the sun, that carbon would really start popping. It's dark in here, but I may roll it out for you guys. Doing a two-step for a minute. It's got the Woolwich race tools with the two-step built into it. A launch control, two-step, you know, same difference, but that's controlled through my Woolwich on the ECU. Chris put that in there for me too, so I kind of like having that. Once you get it dialed in with the launch controls, it's pretty good when you figure out where you want your nitrous to come in, and then your ramp in and delay and all that through the ECU is pretty sweet. Setup, I like it. It's all software. You ain't gotta worry about no more hardware being added to the bike, so you guys should check that out too. It's like 300 bucks to download and have somebody flash the ECU to get the race tools on it from Woolwich. So instead of